I just got back from a Framer 3.0 release watch party here in Austin, Texas, and it's absolutely insane because Framer has yet again changed the game. This is probably the biggest thing to happen to web design and development in the last decade. You might disagree with that statement that I just made. You think the biggest thing to happen is Claude Code or Codex, being able to one-shot something into existence. And to that, I say absolutely not. All of that I hear online is a bunch of noise. And what nobody's talking about is, how do you control this website after you one-shot it? Where do you host it? How do you publish it? God forbid you need your marketing team to come in and update some copy on the website. How do you do that? They need to learn Claude Code, connect to the CLI, push things live? Yes. Stinking right. So what Framer has done blows all of that out of the water because they've just launched Framer Agent, which allows you to have this agent working in tandem with you. You still in control. You as the creative director, you as the marketing team, still in control of things, but having that agent serve as a production designer or somebody to do all of that tedious work. So I'm going to walk you through this new release and show you all of these updates and the abilities of the agent and how it's transformed my process. All right, here we are inside of the new Framer 3.0. Looks very similar with a couple of simple changes and updates to the UI that you should know about. We can drop down a canvas here on the top left-hand corner, and this is where we get access to our CMS, localization, analytics, settings. We can still insert things, use our layout tools, our text tools, and our vector tools. Those are all still there. Over on the right side, when we select an item, like something here on our canvas and our layout, you can see that we have our style panel. This is the one we know and love, where we can make all of our manual updates and changes, but we also get access to this new agent tab. And this is where the magic happens. We can create a new chat and ask the agent here in Framer to do anything we want to do. We can select the model that we want to work off of, and then we can target things, add things, and then send those commands. Now, what's really special about Framer Agent is it has all the context of your project. We're talking about all the pages, all the templates, all the colors, all the text styles, all the information, even the tone of the copy that's there inside of your project. It has all of it. So I can come in here, for instance, and I could hit the targeting tool and select, for instance, this image. It's grabbing that specific layer. Or I could just hit the @ or the @ symbol, and this is where you can access everything on the page or the collections or the template, all of my different components, my headings. You can grab any of this stuff. And if I was to say, for instance, heading 1 or heading 2, now we are addressing all of the headings either on this page or throughout the entire site. What's also cool is I can hit slash and I can open up the different skills. Maybe it's, I want to do some breakpoint work, CMS work, component work, code, review, ask me, style, or analytic work. I can do all of that here using all of the context from my project. For instance, maybe we want to change the hero image and update the copy that's here as well. We can do that. I can say something like change the, and then let's just target our featured image here. Make sure we're targeting, boom, like that. Change the image to something a little bit more exciting, and also update the headline within this hero image to be a little bit more professional. Let's go ahead and send that command and we'll run that. You can see that the agent is now thinking. It understands everything I need to do. What's great about this is you can see the work is happening in real time. It's addressing that hero image. It's addressing that. But while all that's happening, I could still be down here doing work, and the actual agent is working in tandem, in parallel with me as I'm making updates. So again, if I want to come down here and change stuff, it doesn't change the fact that my agent was still working and running. This is what it has done. Now, if I don't like these, of course I could always undo, but I could also mark as bad and get some prompt stats here. So what this actually took for me to run this command or this prompt. So that looks a little bit more energetic to me. I like that a lot. I can go ahead and preview my website. Again, here it is. Here's my website. I'm still in control of it, which is absolutely insane. Now, maybe I want to do something like update the design that's already there by adding some animations. I could say something like add some staggered entrance or appearance animations to each of the elements within the home screen, starting with the background image, then to the social proof, then to the headline, and then to the sub headline. Each of these should be 0.3 seconds staggered from one another, and make sure that anything with text in this hero as it's animating also has a word by word text-based animation as well. You can see that the agent has finished its work. It's still thinking a little bit and giving me its final output, but let's just preview it right now and see what it looks like. Entrance animations that are staggered. Let's just refresh. Everything is staggering a couple of milliseconds out from itself, which is great. That did everything I wanted it to do. Now that those changes are done, I might want to do some larger updates to the entire site, and I don't want to ruin what's already there. I don't want to create a duplicate page and work off of that, and this is why Framer has introduced the concept of branching. If I come to the top, you'll notice I have my website here, and you can see that I'm working on the main branch. When I click on it, I can see those branches, and I can add a new branch. It's going to give it a specific name, like a generic name, but I could always come in here and I could rename this to be something like responsive. Now, that is my branch that I'm going to work on. Notice there's no differences as I switch back and forth between the two. And once I'm done with this, it's going to show me my changes. I'll be able to merge them if they're approved right back into the main branch and then republish everything. So let's go ahead and ask the agent in a new chat here on the right-hand side. We're going to say new chat, and I'm going to use the skill of breakpoint, and I'm just going to say create new tablet and phone breakpoints. Make sure that the layouts are responsive as much as possible. And in any area where there's a component that might need a new variant of that component to make it better for responsive, go ahead and do that as well. Now, again, all of this is happening in tandem, so I'm not touching the keyboard. All of it is happening here, and it has the context. It has the wherewithal to know that my typography, for instance, that's being used here, my H1, those sizes, if they weren't already implemented, it's going to create those responsive sizes for me. It's making assumptions based off of the command that I've given it. Now, maybe things aren't quite right. Tablet looks pretty stinking good, honestly, but we might want to make some changes. And this is why it's so nice. If I see something that's wrong, I don't have to make those. It's still working actually in the background. I still haven't touched anything yet. It's tightening up layers. It's fixing things. I saw issues that I was going to have to fix, but it addressed them before I even had to go in and tweak anything. Now, one thing that's really cool to show the power of Framer Agent is I do have a page template set up, but I did not have the tablet or the mobile version set up. It went inside and already started setting up those mobile versions. So look, it's working inside of the page template without it even asking me to. It knows that this is the best, most efficient way to move forward is to make sure that the page template is lock solid. So it's applied my mobile navigation and all the different footer styles. It's updated and changed. Now when we get over here, I didn't even have to tell it to do that. It's now attached to my page template, which is stinking awesome. Framer Agent has finished its job, and there's a couple things that I'd probably want to tweak or change here, and I can either do that by prompting or manually just taking control. Like for instance, I'd probably want these things to stack top to bottom and then start changing some of the spacing and padding in between them. That looks a little bit better, but again, instead of having to reprompt, I have that control, I have that flexibility, and now, generally speaking, I like the way that my design looks. I'm going to come back up to my branch and notice that there has been some changes to the template and to home. I like these responsive changes. I'm going to merge them into the main, confirm it, and now this is my main branch. From here, I can publish, and this is my live functioning website. Remember how I mentioned that Framer Agent has access to more than just your design, your layout, your layers? Well, it certainly does. We can actually dig into the CMS and do some CMS-based work. So I'm going to come back over to my project here. I'm going to create a new chat, and just for the heck of it, I'm going to create a new branch, and I'm just going to leave it as the generic name for that branch. This is where I'm going to do some CMS work. For instance, this seems to be a little bit of a services section, everything that you can book or expect if you get started. So what I'd like to do is actually come over to Agent and grab this section, this container, add in the skill of CMS over here on the right, and say something like, take this section and create a new CMS collection for services. Use the components in this section to fill all the information with the background image, the title, the icon, and all of those individual value offerings with the checks next to them so that we refill this section out, but it's CMS driven. And just for effect, I'm gonna hit Control-2. I'm gonna move over to the CMS. Notice that it's already taken the objects and the elements out of those cards, and it's created a new services collection that has a couple of new options inside of it, and that's already created that. So let's just head back to one and see if it's actually building a CMS collection out of it. It is. It says I'm going to wire the selection services to a CMS collection, preserving those component structure and moving the editable content into collection items. Now, while we're here, I'm just going to head back over to my CMS, and I'm going to start a new chat here so that these are all working in tandem, multiple agents doing multiple things. Fill this services CMS collection with 5 more services that are fitness and training based. I'm going to use these for placeholder, but we're only going to show 3, the top 3 on the actual page. It's wiring it in the background to the actual layout itself, but I created this new chat so I could be working in tandem to fill out some more of this CMS. So I have more, and you can see the objects are being created in real time, which is massive. Now, once we create this CMS, we add objects to the CMS. What else can we do? Retitle all of the names to be a little bit more interesting for these services, as well as update the slugs so that they're shorter and more accessible in the URLs. Much simpler, much better. We like that a lot. Let's come back over to our layout, and you can see here that we've updated, and we'll just click on it. And sure enough, inside of our layers panel, you can see that this is in fact a new CMS based list. It's pulling directly from here, and it had the context. It knew that we only wanted to have 3 of those. So if we go up there, notice that it added that limit of 3 to our services. Again, if I was to remove that, there it is. All of those services pop up, and there was an animation put on this already. So if we were to preview our website, we had this kind of scroll effect animation. It still works because it understands the context of everything. And now I've successfully transitioned the website to be leveraging that CMS collection, created that collection, updated that collection, and added things to that collection, which is kind of insane. I love the changes we just made to the CMS. We made our website way more dynamic. I'm just gonna go ahead and merge those changes from my branch into the main. And now we're ready for our next task, which I think would be really good, is to provide a style guide of all of our colors, all of our typography into something like a design page. So we don't have a design page created right now, but why don't we go ahead and just give it a new command that says something like create a new design page titled style guide that visually demonstrates all of the color styles, text styles, creating a bit of a mood board for all the styles that are used on this website. Another thing that Framer Agent's really good at is auditing and making sure that your SEO is right, your meta tags are right, even making sure that there's consistent styling across your site. So I know for a fact that my sub-headline or headline down here is not attached to a text style. That's a problem. And there could be lots of other places throughout the site that this is the case as well. So I'm just going to come in here to a new chat. I'm going to hit / and I'm going to go find review. And I'm going to tell the agent to audit the site for any typography that's not linked to a text style, and then make an assumption and assign it to whatever the size is closest to what's on the canvas and in the style guide. Now you notice here that as it's still working, it's assigned an H1 to my headline down here, but there can't be 2 H1s. That's incorrect. So while it's still working, I could just click here and make sure we kick it over to an H2, but it did find, if you'll notice here in the agent, on the main homepage headline, it updated the phone services labels, the shared footer credit text, all visible site text is now connected to text style. So I can do a bit of a manual human review and make sure everything looks good. And sure enough, it does. All right, what we've demoed so far is just scratching the surface. And if you head over to Framer's update website, you'll see that there is a ton of other things that Framer Agent can do. If I was to scroll down, you can see we have access to styling your site and building new branches, migrating from another tool, or making your site responsive, which we touched on. But we can build custom components, SEO and analytics. We can do audits of your site, and we can even connect to external agents. Now, we also have another site here underneath the Framer website that allows you to get started with some of those external agents. So if you're a fan of Codex or Claude Code, all you have to do is copy this prompt and install the Framer connection inside of your terminal. I've actually already done that. So that means I can open up a new terminal window, for instance, and run Claude and then say something like, I want to edit my current Framer site. I'll offer you the link to the project, and then we can make the connection. So boom, I've popped that in there. I'm gonna come back over to Framer. I'm gonna invite, and I'm just gonna copy the link to this project, and then I'm gonna paste it in here, and I'm gonna ask Claude Code to make that connection. Now we're ready to do some edit. We do have a contact form, but we haven't filled in that contact form. So it's sitting inside of this write container. And I have a screenshot of a contact form, or a design for one that was referenced, sent to me by a colleague. I want to implement a contact form native in Framer that looks like this. So I'm gonna come back to my terminal with Claude Code connected and just say, on the contact page in the right column container, I want to add a contact form native in Framer that looks like the attached image. We'll do that. And we'll actually drag that image inside and get it to work. So now we're actually using an external agent and doing that work here, and it's gonna be doing live updates because it has that connection inside of Framer. All right, so notice Claude Code has finished its work, and it actually told me through the process what it designed, how it designed it, and where to find it. It built a new branch for me. So when I go over to the new branch that's been created by Claude Code, you can see, here we go. We have a functioning live form. And this form is native to Framer. It has all of the ability to add in your email connections, redirects, anti-spam, and tracking. So this is a functional form that works, that was based off of a sample that a colleague sent me. So again, if we like this, what do? We just merge this into main, and now our website is fully functional. So here's my final verdict on Framer 3.0, and specifically Framer Agent. I think it's the greatest innovation of web design in the last decade. And the innovation is not AI generates me a website. AI one-shotted me a website, because that's already happening. And in my opinion, that's trash. The real innovation here is that I'm using the speed and efficiency of AI, but still depending on my own taste, my own judgment, and my own creativity and experience to accomplish the thing that I want to accomplish, to ship things that I'm actually proud of. It's me in control of the AI, not the AI in control of me. This is the magic. It's native, editable output. Yes, the AI is my assistant, is my production designer, but I'm still creative director. I still have control. So that's the bigger point for me, is that designers and creatives are more important than ever. And so for me, this is how AI should work. This is how it always should have been. Not stealing or taking away the control and the creativity and the experience of the designer themselves, but instead leveraging the technology to empower the creative to do an even better job without all those mundane, tedious grunt work tasks. So for me, this is 5 stars, 10 out of 10. I cannot wait to start using this on all of my client projects, but I want to hear what you think about the new Framer 3.0. Are you going to be using it? Are you excited about it? What would you like to see them push forward even more? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you get notifications when more videos like this one come out. And with that said, we will see you in the next one.